And we are live here. This is Dr. J with Beyond Wellness Radio. We got Dr. Eric Z in the house, the
Hello.
Essential Oils Master. How we doing, Eric?
I'm blessed, man. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me, brother.
Great. Well, I'm really excited to have you on, and we're going to answer live questions at the end of the podcast too. So we'll be able to hit those up as well. We didn't answer this, so we didn't promote this ahead of time. So we're on the fly doing ad lib functional medicine, essential oil health here as we speak.
And I want to welcome everyone on my crew because I just put it up on the Dr. Eric Z and the Essential Oil Revolution Facebook page. Folks, tune in, leave us a comment, say hello, and follow my good friend Justin because he is the man. He knows exactly what he's talking about. Helps a lot of people.
Oh, thank you so much. So before we start, what'd you have for breakfast? I'll tell you what I had first. I had some coffee, some collagen, some butter coffee, MCT, and then I got my wife put about a pound of green vegetables in here, juiced, and then we threw about 2 scoops of collagen in there and some MCT as well. So I am ready to go, man. How about you?
That's awesome. You know, I typically don't have food breakfast. This is my breakfast. This is my version. It's my matcha green tea latte.
Matcha. Love it.
Yeah, I take the bulletproof coffee approach. I put some coconut oil in it, my matcha green tea, raw cacao, and stevia. Man, that's my latte. It gives me all the energy, keeps me in a little bit of low state of ketosis till I get really hungry around lunchtime. And I rarely am ever hungry for breakfast, you know. I usually like to give my body 15 to 18 hours between meals if I can, you know. So that's what we do.
I love it, man. Very cool. I was actually watching the Truth About Vaccine series last weekend with my wife. And I'm sitting there watching. I go, I know that guy. I know that guy. So congratulations. You were on the Truth About Vaccines, dropping some serious knowledge bombs. What was that experience like for you?
It's an honor, always an honor and a privilege to be doing anything with Ty Bollinger. I mean, I'm just a big fan. He's a friend. Love his mission. Love what they're doing. And I got to tell you, this is about misinformation, and this is about helping people. And I know what it's like, folks. I know what it's like to be sick. I know what it's like to be a victim. And I call it victim very carefully, but I know what it's like to be victimized by misinformation. My mother was misled. She didn't breastfeed me. My mother and father were misled. I was raised on antibiotics. I had my adenoids and tonsils taken out when I was a kid. I got on Accutane, the suicide drug, because I developed acne when I was a teenager. And one thing after another, living on the standard American diet, I had so many health problems. Chronic gut conditions. And I realized, you know, my mom and dad did the best they could, like most people in America and around the world do. And we were just misled. And so it's such an honor and a privilege to be sharing truth and to be sharing evidence and to keep things into perspective. And that is the take-home message for folks. The bottom line, everyone needs to watch The Truth About Vaccines. They're actually having a replay weekend this weekend for nothing less than you can become a more informed healthcare patient.
I love it.
We need to be informed. Just don't do what the doctor says just because the doctor says it. We should be able to have a dialogue with our healthcare providers. So I can go on and on about that, man, but it's about true empowerment to be educated.
Love it. Now, you have a really unique background, very colorful background, because you were in chiropractic school, but you were also really big on the research end, public health. I know you were kind of on the PhD course. You kind of had a full ride all set up there. And then you kind of took a detour down this essential oil path, which is really cool, which we'll talk about more. Talk to me about your background a little bit and how did you get to this point right now?
It's a wild story, man. You know, the Bible says a man's mind plans his ways, but the Lord directs their steps. And that's just been my journey, man, the whole way through. I quit a perfectly good, cushy corporate job. And my wife and I followed after the dream of becoming a chiropractor and to open up a healthcare center. And I got to tell you, I love people. I'm a people person. And it's been the hardest thing for me to live behind this computer for a living. And, you know, when I was in school, I'm a writer. I've always been a researcher at heart. And when I was in school, I took an opportunity. I got a scholarship to write a first case study, got published in a peer-reviewed journal. And the door opened up where, you know, you can have a couple different tracks. You could become a clinician. You could become an administrator. You could be a researcher. And I chose the research track. And I was in school traveling the country and the world teaching continuing education to doctors because of my research. It was wild. And so when I graduated just a couple of years ago now, when I graduated, I was like, wow, I love this vein. I love helping people. And I was a research writer at the time. That's how I provided for myself, a medical writer. And one of my clients commissioned me to write a series of public health reports about oils. And that's what got me. I was floored. And, you know, me too, I'm a man of faith, but I got to be able to understand things, right? And so when it came to essential oils, when I started looking at the evidence and started diving into literally hundreds and hundreds of research studies, I was like, there's something to this stuff. And that's where it all really was birthed. And I launched an essential oil summit with my buddy Josh Axe and my good friend Jill Winger. 165,000 people attended that, almost 2 years to the date. And that just opened it up. Yeah, man, it opened it up to a world where I realized, Justin, we need to learn how to use these precious plant compounds safely and effectively, not just use them willy-nilly.
Unreal. Very, very cool. Love it, love it, love it. So talk to me about, it's really interesting because your background, like you come off like a very like extroverted kind of guy. I'm really shocked that you were going down that the research route based on kind of your skill set. So it's kind of unique that you were going that direction in the first place.
You know why? I got to tell you, I was moved. For those people who don't know much about chiropractic care, you need to find a good chiropractor who knows what they're doing, because it could be life-changing. Justin, I wrote a case study about this girl who was autistic, and nothing would help her. She was actually adopted. Her mother was actually a crack mother, and this baby was born premature. Wow. And she was adopted by a loved one. And I believe it was her aunt or cousin. She was adopted. And this girl had a lot of physical problems, emotional, social problems. They went through occupational therapists. They went through social workers, their medical doctor. No one could help this girl. And they just decided to try chiropractic care. And this chiropractor, besides getting her on a little bit of omega-3s, but this girl was very young. She just slowly started incorporating chiropractic care into this girl's life. And I kid you not, this paper, it was so dramatic. I documented case by case, day by day, what happened to her, because this doctor did a great job. Dr. Stacy Borquist, if any of you are in Minot, South Dakota, by the way, I got to give her a plug. She documented this so well. This girl's life dramatically changed. Like, she wouldn't, like, we're talking autistic to the point where not even looking at her mom and dad and saying, I love you at 3 years old. She just didn't have that capacity. Like, she was so, things were not working. And so slowly, this girl started to become, quote, normal and fully functioning. And I rolled up this case study. And these stories I've seen, and I wrote up a case study of another condition. And I'll never forget, Justin, I'll never forget the power of research. When I was presenting this at Sherman College of Chiropractic, I was presenting a course on how to write case studies. A lady came up to me. And this lady is a middle-aged woman, which is kind of odd for someone to go to school that late in life. So she came up to me in her mid-40s and she goes, Dr. Eric, your paper changed my life. I'm like, what? She goes, my daughter had autism, and my medical doctor read your paper and gave it to me and said, you need to try chiropractic. It gave my daughter's life back. And my other daughter, who was a teenager, she had dysmenorrhea, and that's all fixed up. And me, I'm changing my life. I'm going to be a chiropractor. It changed my life. I'm like, wow, the power of research. So I started thinking to myself, I just really felt led by God to do this because, Justin, last month, 265,000 people went to my website. I can't reach that many people in a clinic. So I felt, as much as I love being with people, this is what I get. You and I are people right now. This is my people time. But, as much as I am, I feel called to really help the masses.
I love it. Very cool. And we got some people in the background watching this live. So if you guys have any questions pertaining to Eric or essential oils, feel free and drop it in the live chat. And at the end, we'll have Eric answer those questions. Very cool.
Tell us where you're from. I'm in Atlanta. Hello. We got a beautiful day. Justin, where are you right now?
Austin, Texas, baby. Beautiful Austin.
Very cool. Very cool.
A little oak tree in the backyard. I love it, man. Very cool. So how did you make this journey from chiropractic to the researcher now into essential oils? Because you're one of the biggest essential oil websites and resources on the internet. And you're really unbiased too, which is interesting. You don't have your own oil line or anything. So you really kind of know the best companies that are out there. So walk me through, how did you get into the essential oil space? Did you have a clinical experience with essential oils that really helped you or improved your health or life?
Yeah, it was really by virtue of my client, like I shared a couple minutes ago, when I was asked to write a series of reports on essential oils, and the light bulb went on. And so the thing about it, I was asked to write these reports, and as I was researching, I saw a major disconnect between what the research says and between what 99.9% of every website says. And I'm like, what is the difference here? Why are these bloggers not getting it? Why are people sharing unsafe practices? And why is there such a literal, and I kid you not, literal aggressive argument between the major brands? Like, people, I've learned, you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about your favorite essential oil brand at Thanksgiving, because it's going to cause for family feud. And so I started looking at this like, this is a really crazy divided industry. And so I just went up to Josh Axe and Jill Winger. I'm like, why don't we host a summit where we get everyone together, never been done before, chemists, bloggers, aromatherapists, distributors, healthcare professionals, and we all let go of our favorite brands and we just talk straight oils. Everyone told me it couldn't be done. So we did it. And it was awesome, because for the first time, people were able to let go of their favorite brands, let go of their loyalty, forget about selling, and we just talked. And you know what? People disagreed with each other, and that's fine. This was an open forum. One person said this, another person said that, and we got a little bit of flack for that. People are like, well, so-and-so is arguing with so-and-so. Well, good. This is what's called a dialogue. And that's what I wanted to do. I want to get to the bottom line of how to truly use essential oils safely and effectively, because the truth is we have limited research and we don't know. The FDA isn't monitoring this stuff. Big Gov is hands off. People have been using this stuff willy-nilly for many years. People get cured from diseases. Other people get hurt. Why? And so I literally found the need, Justin. I found the need because people wanted a non-branded, trusted resource that they could go to and not worry about getting shoved down the affiliate route and, hey, buy my oil. So I'll tell you, I lose, and I don't want to say I lose, but there's a lot of money I could be making if I sold oils. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay true to this. I'm going to write books. I'm going to create courses. I'm going to have a membership site. I'm going to provide for my family doing something that no one else is doing. And I got to say, God's been faithful. And we have a huge following because of it.
Yeah, you're the biggest basically in the world for essential oils. I appreciate it. You're putting some great info out there. So what are your top three? This could be different for each person based on whether they have headaches or PMS or mood issues or anxiety. What are your favorite three essential oils just for you based on your experience? What are they and why?
Okay, you're catching me at a good time. I literally just handed in my manuscript from my book last week to my editor. Yeah, man, book coming out in February. So all this is fresh in my mind. And one thing that I really made a point in my book was to highlight orange. Whether it's sweet orange, wild orange, depending on the brand that you use, basically the same, just a different name. Orange oil is by far the most cost-effective all-around MVP tool belt, the highest concentration of D-limonene of any other. Yeah. So tell me a little bit in your world, because I'm not a functional medicine doc. When I say D-limonene, I know what I think, but when I say it, what do you think?
I think D-limonene is the main component in a lot of these citrus, lime, and orange, or lemon and orange essentially. But I use it in my field to help with the migrating motor complex, to help with constipation. People that have SIBO and bacterial overgrowth, their guts tend to be a little bit slow with methane gas overgrowth. So we'll use D-limonene to really help the intestines move, and it works great therapeutically.
You know, orange oil has up to 95% D-limonene.
Love it.
And D-limonene has also been shown in clinical trials to kill cancer cells. And D-limonene has been shown to not only do that, but to help boost mood. And for me, aromatherapy is one of the most effective ways of getting people off of Xanax and Prozac and other psychotropic drugs that are just so bad for you. So I love it. I love it. There's, like you said, digestive health, mood health, good for infections. It's antifungal, it's antiviral. It's like there's nothing it can't do. I mean, really, when our kids have 104 temperature, we apply some diluted orange and diluted peppermint oil over their back from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. I kid you not, within minutes, their temperature drops, because research has shown the D-limonene, the chemical components in these oils are in the bloodstream within 20 minutes after topical application. Like, it's like putting on the patch, you know, it's transdermal application, like you would if you were to try to quit smoking. So folks, topical application diluted is the way to go. And orange. So orange, number one. Number two, I've recently have just fallen in love with ylang ylang. And that
Ylang
took me a
ylang.
while. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. You know, like I joke around, you can't go, you know, hanging out with my buddies playing football, smelling like ylang ylang. They're going to take my man card away. But so I really did. I marginalized ylang ylang as like the flowery perfume thing that my wife did. But man, I stumbled upon a literature review that rocked my mental world. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Frankincense is known as the king of essential oils. We get that. Ylang ylang is his queen. Unbelievable effects. And here's a cool thing. At the end of the day, like you got to just look at ylang ylang. And I published an article recently about that too, is it's harmonizing effects. So here's what we got to remember about certain things like plant-based compounds. They should help your body reach homeostasis. Okay. It's not about, oh, I'm hypotensive. How do I get balance? Or I'm hypertensive. How do I get low? You want supplements, you want essential oils, you want outside in approaches to help your body inside out heal. And so what we have found, literally, ylang ylang helps harmonize conflicting measures. So for example, it could decrease blood rate at this, it could decrease blood pressure at the same time that it speeds up your pulse. How does that make sense? That's counterintuitive, right? Because it helps your body reach homeostasis. And sandalwood is another one that does the same thing. So basically people say, hey, I want an oil for that. Well, A, that's not really the best approach to this. However, there are certain oils that just help your body just reach that nice, peaceful state. And that rocked my world. Again, I've never heard of harmonization in that standpoint before with conflicting measures. So we got ylang ylang, we got orange. And the other one always is peppermint. Like there's virtually nothing that peppermint can help you. And you know, I also mentioned this in my book. I went on a little bit of a diatribe. I hope my editor keeps this piece, because I started ranting against Monster drinks and Red Bull. Man, I'm telling you something, that stuff is horrible for you. And people don't realize one of those energy drinks has up to 5 cups of coffee's worth of caffeine in it. Like 5 cups. Can you imagine drinking 5 cups of coffee like now? People just take a shot and they get, so what we're finding out is actually causing addiction for young adults especially. It's like the gateway drug. It's the new marijuana. People are becoming addicted not only to them because of the caffeine, but they're becoming addicted to other narcotics because they need to get on this high. There's so many problems with arrhythmia. I had a friend who went to the hospital because of heart palpitations because he was overdosing on these stupid drinks. So why am I saying this? Peppermint. Shown clinically proven, if you take a drop of peppermint straight in your mouth, put it in your water, put it in a teaspoon of coconut oil, actually helps open up your airways, open up your bronchioles, give you deeper breaths. And as you know, Justin, more deeper breathing, more oxygen, more blood means more energy. And that's what people are finding. If you want to have some natural energy, you can apply some diluted peppermint over your chest, over your back, right before you do your crazy CrossFit or right before you do your marathon. You don't need to go to those sugary drinks to sustain your energy. And digestive help and mental health and you name it, peppermint can help you. So peppermint, orange, and ylang ylang. You ask me in 5 months, I'll probably come up with a different 3, but this is where I'm at right now.
And peppermint's a great natural cure for a sunburn too. A couple drops of that, you rub it on that sunburn area. It is so cooling. You think because of the mint that you think it'd be hotter, but it's very cooling.
Yeah. And SIBO, you mentioned SIBO. Clinical trials have showed that peppermint, because here's the problem when it comes to SIBO and other gut conditions like colon issues, because how are you going to get that remedy into the colon? You need to have an enteric-coated capsule. You need to have a polymer-coated capsule that won't digest until it reaches the distal GI tract, right? You just can't put a drop of peppermint in your mouth and expect it to reach your intestines. It won't even bypass the gastric juice in your stomach. So they found like 3 to 6 drops of peppermint in an enteric-coated capsule can literally knock SIBO in its tracks, help with symptoms, calm the inflammation. And, oh, I take this back. I want to go back to orange. Same technique with orange and leaky gut. Orange has been actually shown to help increase your intestinal cell length and size. So you all know about, it's nuts. So they did epithelial cell tests and they found that orange actually increases it. So people that have leaky gut, that can actually help the barrier repair itself. Orange oil. I mean, wow. So, but again, how do you get it in your gut? Enteric-coated capsule, possibly putting it over your abdomen, and we'll hope that it penetrates into your gut, but that's not the best approach. It's really tough to treat the gut.
Interesting. And you also mentioned peppermint. I know one of the big SIBO products is on the market called the Trantil. Peppermint's one of the main ingredients in that product. So really good feedback. You also mentioned frankincense, i.e. Boswellia, which is a great anti-inflammatory. And, you know, frankincense has the history, right? It was one of the three herbs that were given, you know, at the birth of Jesus, so to speak. And then also really good anti-cancer herb too. Can you talk about the anti-cancer effects of frankincense?
Yeah, this is a tough one because, okay, this is where the confusion comes into play. Even though it's called Boswellia, right? You have Boswellia serrata, Boswellia, all these different versions and species. The known cancer-fighting component in frankincense are boswellic acids.
Yes.
But boswellic acids aren't volatile. So what essential oils are, they're volatile organic compounds. Volatile is the meaning of they readily evaporate. So when you steam distill the frankincense resin, because again, the resin comes out of the tree, just like maple syrup and sap. So you tap the frankincense tree, you get the resin, you crush it up, you distill it, steam distill it. The resin does not, when it separates into volatile and non-volatile compounds, basically evaporated and those that can't evaporate. Boswellic acid can't evaporate. So you do not get boswellic acid into your essential oils. Okay, so that raises a little bit of confusion because there are research studies that actually say otherwise and they just don't know. And that's the problem with some research studies. However, I have a friend, and you could check out my podcast, Justin. It's unbelievable story how she was left to die with stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer, and all she had left because her oncologist took her off of all chemo and radiation because her platelets and blood count was so low. She's like, we can't do any more for you. All she knew how to do, her and her husband, was applied frankincense, myrrh, and lemongrass over her tumor, and she, again, metastatic. All over. She was dying. She was going blind. She was going paralyzed. She should be dead. Well, she's not dead. She can see. She could walk. No cancer in her lungs anymore. The cancer in her brain's gone. And she's like, well, hallelujah. Well, frankincense was part of that. So here's my argument to the aromatherapy community is, yeah, we can't prove it yet, but there are many, many case studies. And I interviewed Allison Hewish on my first summit, and she was on The Truth About Cancer as well, about how she used frankincense to cure herself of astrocytoma. And so what does this mean? There's something in frankincense, but we don't know what it is. And it might be D-alamine, I believe it is. I haven't written on that in quite a while. It might be D-alamine. It might be another one. We just don't know. But anyway, frankincense is known by far to be one of the most healing traditional resins on the market. And we've been using it for centuries, if not thousands of years.
Just want to make sure I understand you. So the volatile compound, that's what's in the essential oil, meaning it can evaporate. Is that where all the anti-cancer benefits are?
That's the confusion, because the non-volatile compound,
that's the capsule. That's what people taking Boswellia or the boswellic acids.
That's not volatile. So that doesn't reach the essential oil. So that's not in your bottle, folks. Like when you're looking at this, you're looking at volatile organic compounds. You're looking at things that readily evaporate. So there's no Boswellia in here. And
so you can't take the Boswellia capsule and get the same benefits that you get from the essential oil.
They're completely different.
Got it.
Yeah. But which is nice because you take both. And research has actually suggested that if you actually take essential oils with your chemotherapy, for example, it helps the chemotherapy be more effective. Like these are transdermal. They penetrate the blood-brain barrier. You know, there's a lot of benefits to using probiotics and essential oils and enzymes and essential oils together. So my recommendation for people is do both. Put a couple drops of frankincense in a capsule, take your Boswellia supplement, take that at the same time and monitor it. And apply it topically. Topical application is so key.
Great. And what do you think about the best essential oil companies that are out there? I know there are some big multi-levels like doTERRA and Young Living. What do you think about them? And what do you think about some other ones on the market? Where can people get a good quality essential oil?
Yeah, it's a great question. And my answer is, I hate to say it, I can't answer it because this is my commitment to the world. I'm not going to recommend a brand. But here's the reason why. Because bias. I'm committed to being an unbiased researcher. And I learned in Public Health School 101, you got to get out of the brand wars. Plus, I will tell you too, FDA. The problem that a lot of MLM folks have right now is they're restricted by FDA compliance. So they can't say, hey, use my essential oils and sell the essential oils and talk about diseases that's known as a drug claim. So here's why I do what I do, folks. I have the freedom of speech. I know I really upset people by not giving them this answer, but if you want me to continue researching, if you want me to continue sharing how to use these oils safely and effectively, I can't recommend a brand or sell. Okay. So with that said, I wrote an article about how to choose a brand. There are many ways. There are several essential oil brands out there. I will give you a couple tips though for folks that are interested. Yeah. At the end of the day, I will say at the end of the day, you can use multiple brands. There is no number one best brand. Just don't believe it. Here's why. Biochemical individuality. And I'm a perfect example of it. There are certain brands that their blends really respond well to me, but let's say I try lemon and something about that lemon just doesn't work with my body. Why? Because my chemistry doesn't react to the chemistry. And here's the thing. It all depends on the sourcing. It depends on the harvest. It depends on how they source it, how they store it, whether it's organic, indigenous, wildcrafted. There's so many different aspects to this. You have to find what works for you. And my family and I, we use about 6 or 7 brands consistently because we know what works for us. We have our favorites. But at the end of the day, you have to do a little trial and error. Folks, there is no magic bullet. So you have to sample. And my recommendation is to really wholeheartedly, and Justin, I hope you agree with this when it comes to supplementation as well, is the organoleptic evaluation. You know, organoleptic meaning how does your body respond? When you smell something, do you get a headache? When you taste it, does it taste sour? Is it pleasant? Do you get the shakes? Do you get nausea? We need to know how our 5 senses react to something. So before I recommend a supplement regimen of $1,000 to someone, I'm going to give them a sample first. You know, this isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. Same thing with essential oils. You need to find out how your body responds. So how does that look like? Put a couple drops, and you can see in the back right there, my little diffuser, put a couple drops of, let's say, lemon oil. It's a perfect oil to start with. It's or orange, relatively cost effective. Buy orange from a few different companies. Hey, invest $50. It's worth it. Seriously, it's your health. So get orange, put a couple drops in the diffuser, and just hang out in your kitchen for a little bit. Do it while you're getting ready for breakfast. How do you feel? I mean, really, how do you feel? You get nauseous? Well, probably not a good idea that you use it. Does it get you a little energy? Does it make you smile? Well, that's a good sign that that brand's orange works for you. You kind of have to go that way. And maybe there's a skin patch test that you could use. That's, you know, when you buy carpet cleaner, it says try that inconspicuous part of your carpet before you potentially stain your whole carpet. Well, what do? You get a little essential oil diluted with coconut oil, put it in the back of your hand. And what happens? Do you erupt in a rash? Does it hurt? Does it burn? It shouldn't. If you dilute it properly, it should be a pleasant experience. So that's called the organoleptic test, folks. I will leave you with this because this is something I think we all need to recognize. You know, when you buy a car, and I'm going to use this analogy for the multi-level marketing, network marketing companies versus the others that don't sell through that way. When you buy a car, you could choose to get a Mercedes or you could choose to get, let's say, a Chevy. We could argue all day long whether or not a Mercedes is worth the money or whether or not you could get by with a Chevy. I'm comparing a multi-level marketing company to a Mercedes because you're paying extra. You are paying extra for the service that you get. These companies have to pay 6, 7, 8 downlines worth of commission. And so they literally raise their prices 5, 6, 7, 10 times as much as they could. But here's the thing. If you get value out of it, it's worth it. If you have a support from your upline, if you trust the company, I'll say, I know people that if they can afford it, they're getting a Mercedes and they love it. They love the service. They love the esteem. They love the, in a sense, social proof behind it. So with that said, I'll just realize you are paying more, but I'm not saying you're wasting your money. Just like how I would never say that someone who buys a Mercedes is wasting their money. You got to find value in that. If you're on a super tight budget, you might want to think twice about an MLM and go through another vendor. There are many that sell quality oils.
Very good. So what are those top 3 criteria we're looking at? We're trying to make sure the oils are organic, I imagine. We don't want the pesticides and chemicals. I imagine that's a given, correct?
No, you know, I hate to say it. No, because it's a problem. They actually had a study, or not a study, a whole conference around this in 2014 in Rome, Italy, where they evaluated the pesticide content in, quote, organic oils. And there's no way. There are pesticide residues in organic oils. Why?
But is
Drift
it
wind.
less than regular?
Yes, of course. So
Okay.
if you want to minimize it, but the thing is this, if you want to, good question. If you want to completely avoid pesticides, I don't think you can unless you really, you just can't, even if you've grown in your backyard because of drift wind and water runoff. So organic is in consideration. Indigenous sourcing, that's a consideration. You really want to get oils where they're natural, or you want to get the plants where they're naturally harvested. I think that's a great idea. Here's the thing, reputation, referrals. You want to start, I'm a referral junkie. Like, you know, I'm looking for a new dentist. So I'm going to my friends. Hey, who do you recommend? Contact 2 or 3 or 4 friends that you really trust. No more than 5, seriously, because it gets confusing. Contact some really close friends that you know are in control of their health and you value them. You look up to them and say, hey, what brand do you recommend? I know you're using these oils, and start there. Contact the company. Ask them about their sourcing. They should have batch reports. They should be able to send you information, whether via email or whatever. They have all this stuff. Ask them for information. How do you source it? What are your quality standards? All these different things. You want to get this information. If a company cannot readily provide that, I would think twice. Like, at this point, they should have their act together. And the reality is, remember, folks, there's no such thing as certified this. There's no such thing as third-party testing, meaning no government agency that's third-party is truly evaluating all this. It's all internal. So it all boils down to trust. It all boils down to trust, because no one is forcing these companies to sell pure oils.
Totally makes sense. And what's the best way to apply these oils? So if someone's trying to get these oils into their body fast, what's the best way? Are we going over lymphatic sites, behind the ears, crease of the elbow, behind the knees, in the lymph node area of the throat? How do you get them into patients fast so it works therapeutically?
Yeah, good question. The fastest, most effective, I should say, is inhalation.
So like this, and then
well, that, or you can actually have a diffuser. You could apply, even applying it topically over your chest. You could get it like Vicks Vapor Rub. Diffusing it through an ultrasonic diffuser like I have behind me. There's a variety of ways. Like, that is the fastest way. However, I feel the most effective is topical. And there's a research study that showed the percutaneous absorption rate of different parts of your body. Number 1 is the genital region, and it makes sense. What's the most sensitive part of your body when you apply anything to it? Your genitals. Yeah. So if you,
a lot of blood flow down there.
Yeah, there is. And so you got to think of it, Justin. Traditionally, aromatherapy will actually recommend anal suppositories for certain conditions, because we're talking immediate application into the blood system. So if that weirds you out, I get it. That freaks people out. So, okay, let's stay away from the genitals. You want to be careful. I don't want to burn myself. So the next best way is the back of the neck. The absorption on the back of the neck is the best way to apply the oils. And next is the stomach, the abdomen. And that's where the research studies have shown that lineal, the chemical in lavender, penetrates and gets into the bloodstream within 20 minutes of applying a diluted mixture. So stomach is safe, back and neck, and then arms, and finally your legs and feet. So when people say, oh, apply the oils on the bottoms of your feet, yeah, it's nice. You get the aromatic benefit, like you could smell it, but it's really not. It's not the most effective way of getting oils into your body, because, again, there's a lot of myths out there. The pores of your feet are not this big like people make it sound like. There's a lot of calluses down there. It's tough skin, and it's hard for stuff to get in your body.
Any opinion on cannabis oil at all? I know it's been used for epilepsy, pain, anxiety, a lot of really good anti-cancer benefits. What are your thoughts on CBD oil in particular?
Well, first, CBD oil is not an essential oil. And that's where a little confusion comes into play. The essential oil is much different. The essential oil is the essential oil. It's not an extract. And that's what CBD oil is basically a solvent extract. And if they use something like hexane or some other petrochemical, I get weirded out by that. I'll tell you, man, it has to have a solid, like CO2 extraction. CBD oil is fantastic.
CO2.
Pure, yeah, you do not want to use a solvent, a petrochemical solvent, to get your stuff out, man. It's bad news bears. And that's what Bob should remember this. Bob Simpson, or Bob Simpson oil. He was using hexane. Forget that, man. So, I mean, you could buy CO2 extract, and basically it's hyperatmospheric CO2, because CO2, as we know, is in air. CO2, when it's frozen, is your liquid, or your frozen ice. What's that called? Help me out here.
Oh yeah, the I think you mean the dry ice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Is that
So
referring to?
yeah, exactly. CO2 when it's frozen is your dry ice.
Yeah.
CO2 when it's evaporated is in your air. But CO2 can actually become a liquid if it's at a constant temperature, at a constant atmospheric pressure. And that is how they're extracting. And the chemical properties of these essential oils are profound. So yeah, CO2 cannabis is fantastic for cancer. It's fantastic for pain. It's fantastic for nausea. I mean, every cancer patient should have it for a number of reasons, because it helps with the symptoms. It helps especially counteract a lot of the stuff that happens when you're on chemo. And I actually wrote an article all about cannabis oil because it's not an essential oil. You got to remember that. There is cannabis essential oil, completely different chemical structure. Again, what's volatile, what's not, what will evaporate, what won't, what will survive steam distillation, or what will be lost. And so we always got to remember, even if you extract or cold press, it's called citrus oil versus steam distilling it, there's different chemical properties. So you kind of got to look into the chemistry a little bit, find out what is it that I want, what is it that I need, and go accordingly.
Love it. Totally makes sense. Now you have 4 kids, so I imagine you probably have had all the parental injuries and all these different things that happen with the kiddos. And a lot of people, they go back to the conventional medicine cabinet, right? With a lot of the anti-inflammatory, maybe the harsh medications to treat the symptoms. What are your top 3 oils for dealing with kiddo issues? Coughs, scrapes, headaches, burns. What are your top 3 for that?
Yeah, going back, that's a good question. Going back to what I shared with the other 3, it'd be similar. I would choose peppermint, orange, and lavender.
Okay.
Lavender, particularly because it just helps our children. We diffuse lavender. We have a sleepy time blend. We'll put lavender, a little bit of vetiver, Roman chamomile. We'll give my wife does it. My kids call it the royal touch, where she just touches them and massages their back, and she gives them a nice, aromatherapy massage before bed. Put a few drops in the diffuser, and that really just helps calm the house down and get them ready for nighttime as we pray and read the stories. So that's really cool. Peppermint, like I shared, it's the MVP. There is a little bit of disagreement in the world whether or not, in the aromatherapy world, whether or not peppermint is safe for children. We've used peppermint as young as a couple months old all the way through. Here, one thing too, you got to consider, children are miniature adults. They really, really are. At the end of the day, they're just miniature adults. However, when it comes to premature babies and things, their skin are like sponges. And Justin, you're having a baby soon. You'll find this out. You can apply a whole liter of coconut oil on your baby, and her skin will be dry in a couple hours. It's crazy. So literally, I mean, I wonder, especially newborns, their skin is so absorbent. So you want to be careful. Mm-hmm. And some experts recommend don't even use essential oils on children for the first couple months of their life. I'm not going to argue that. I will tell you that we have very safely, I'm talking highly diluted, like 1 drop per tablespoon kind of thing. And we've done well. And peppermint is fantastic, especially for those tummy issues. We use that a lot. Peppermint for tummy issues. When the baby gets colicky, if they need to pass gas and things, that helps. And essentially my wife anoints her kids with a mixture of orange and vanilla. She calls it her oil of joy blend. And every morning, that's just what we do. We slather them up, we get them ready for school, and we get them all happy. And it just helps promote positive emotions. So peppermint, orange, and lavender are critical for my house, for our children.
And how are you diluting those oil? You said in 1 tablespoon. So you're doing like a little bit of MCT or some fractionated coconut oil. What does that look like?
Yeah, good question. There are a variety of carrier oils. It all depends on what you're trying to do. And folks, if you really want to learn, and this is definitely out of the scope of this talk, Justin, because this would turn into an aromatherapy class, but you got to get your dilutions down. And I have that I actually have a PDF that people can get, like all of it, like what's 1%, what's 2%. So here's I guess the bottom line, if you're a math person, take notes on this. In 1 ounce, 1 ounce of a carrier oil, like almond, jojoba, evening primrose, coconut, doesn't matter. There are roughly 600 drops. So if you want a 1% dilution, which is typically safe for children, for the face, for the genitalia, it's a very highly diluted 1%. You would only put 6 drops. 6 drops of essential oil per ounce. That's the standard. Just think of it in terms like that. Which oil you use to dilute it, it's up to you. I mean, there's a variety of ways. Yeah, there's a variety. I mean, we don't. My favorite's my wife's blend. She created a. This is on my website too. She created a Mama Z oils base where she has coconut, almond, and jojoba, and a little bit of vitamin E acts as a preservative, and it really helps. You make your own. If you want something that helps prevent oxidation, which will help extend the shelf life of your essential oil, and something that really penetrates quick, fractionated coconut or MCT is fantastic. It gets a little pricey, but you know what? It's worth it in the long run, especially for burns, for tumors, for things like cold sores on your mouth, something like that. It doesn't leave an oily residue. And that's the thing about essential oils. They're really not oils like we think. They don't leave a residue. So that's where your fractionated coconut comes in. Your normal coconut oil, that works great, but it's more like a lotion, more good for your toothpaste and that stuff.
Yeah, it's a solid fat. So typically you'd have to get a lot of body heat going to get it liquefied, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think about people that are trying to get off smoking and they're going to like a vape or an e-cigarette? There's a lot of people that are doing these oil-based vape solutions. Yeah. What's your take on that? I know there's some that have like a lot of, I think, preservatives in it. Like I can't think, like polysorbitol, polysorbate is also, I think, some I think it's the antifreeze compound. I forget what it is. It's a various paraben. But again, these are preservatives that are in some of these oils to keep it lasting longer. Are there any that you like that are good to put in the vape or the e-cigarette if you're trying to convert going off of real cigarettes?
I think those things are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, our lungs are not made to inhale that concentrated amount of essential oils. Just think of it. It's ridiculous. I mean, you can actually cause lung damage, especially because of those concentrated compounds, those preservatives. But you know what helps with cigarette withdrawal?
Yeah.
Black pepper. Proven research, black pepper. And I've helped people do this, and I kid you not, it works. You could diffuse right now. And I suggest at work or at night, especially diffusing at night next to your bedstand is so easy to do because you're not thinking, you're sleeping, and you just enjoy the vapors and your body just starts to change and you don't even consciously even realize what's happening. I love it. So for folks that I've helped get off of cigarettes is black pepper, and you could just put a few drops. There are other oils that can help as well. Again, peppermint is very good at curbing unhealthy cravings. Lime, grapefruit, these are all, cinnamon, they're known also to help curb unhealthy food cravings. But to me, and Justin, I don't know if you agree or not with this, but addiction's addiction. It's like an addiction cascade in the mind, whether you're addicted to sex, whether you're addicted to food, whether you're addicted to a drug, it still triggers the same aspect, the addiction cascade in the mind. So if something works with food, I've seen it working the same with nicotine. And so personally, that's my experience. And black pepper's great. Another technique is to put, because I used to smoke for 5 years, so I get this, the oral fixation. Yeah. And so a good technique is to get some diluted, make about a 5, or I would even say 10% dilution, which would be 60 drops of black pepper per ounce of a carrier oil. Coconut would work nice because it tastes nice. Put that in a bowl and get some toothpicks. Have those toothpicks soak up the essential oil blend, and it's called, black pepper stick. Put that in your mouth. Suck on the toothpick. Gives that oral fixation habit to rest. You get the benefits of the anti-withdrawal. And I'm telling you, it helps with withdrawals because nicotine withdrawals are killer. So yeah, folks, don't be doing those vapor things. They're not good.
Now, do you feel like it's still a good step in the right direction where smoking is a lot worse than that? And at least maybe it's not optimal, but it's still better? Or do you feel like it's just as bad as smoking a cigarette? Yeah,
it's just another replacement. I mean, again, I can't say if it's as bad. Yeah, I don't think it's good. I mean, it's replacing one bad thing with another. I'm not a fan of that stuff. I mean, is it worse? I don't know. We don't have any clinical trials, but to put concentrated preservatives in your precious alveolar, it just doesn't make sense. I mean,
I know there are healthier ones out there that don't have that junk. So there is kind of the standard, like you can get crappy meat at McDonald's and a grass-fed meat at the local store. So I know there are different variations of that. Again, just want your take on it, but it sounds like you're against it anyway.
Yeah, and even if, you know why too, even if it were just pure, and I haven't seen them, I have not seen a pure, only 100% essential oil based. I haven't seen that. There's always something else in it. You have to emulsify it to help it get in, become a vapor. The problem I have with it is our body aren't designed to have that concentrated amount of essential oils in it. Like it can actually cause a sensitization response, and people are finding themselves becoming allergic to essential oils because they're using them too highly concentrated. And that's a problem. Like, again, you could cause some asthma and bronchial issues by inhaling this stuff in the wrong way. Again, diffusion's perfect. Right behind you got millions and millions of particles of these oils in the air, and it's a well-ventilated room. I'm going to put it in my lungs. It's just not smart. So anyway, that's just my thought. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But yeah, it just doesn't settle right with me, especially because it's not proven.
Well, I appreciate your perspective on it. I think you have some really good valid points there.
Yeah.
Now, last question here before we dig in. Looking at female hormones and male hormones, I deal with a lot of these issues, primarily on the female side, but the male side too. And we're constantly trying to help support and balance female hormones naturally and male hormones naturally. What's your favorite oil to help improve male hormonal balance? And what's your favorite oil for females? And maybe that's a cycling female and or a menopausal female, so we can kind of split those up.
That's a good question. I don't have a good answer for the male side. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it. I really haven't seen it. I've seen, on the other end, in the research, a lot of research. I actually have a whole, because of Justin, I wasn't planning on doing this, and thank God my editor gave me the thumbs up because I wrote a whole section on it. I wrote an entire section. 1/3 of my book is on women's health because I realized the research is profound. Clary sage, geranium, ylang ylang, and lavender. Those are the go-to oils to help the body get to that homeostasis, to get the body harmonizing with hormones. It helps so many issues on their cycle, not on their cycle, pre-menopause, during and post-menopause, all of it. And the thing is, it all works. It's just a matter of finding what works for you. So there's research showing literally clary sage helping with dysmenorrhea, clary sage helping speed up first stage of delivery, helping with women with horrible cramps in labor, and helping throughout the process of every stage of life. It's like, wow, which makes sense because what do most midwives recommend and what do most herbal medicine practitioners use? Clary sage is unbelievable. So when it comes to men, I don't know what to say. I really don't. And I haven't seen enough research to suggest specifically testosterone related issues or any other hormones that I've seen. Unfortunately, that's the problem with men's health. In aromatherapy, it's just relatively untested.
Very good. You give me tons of good knowledge bombs here. I love it. What I'm going to do afterwards too, I'm going to do like a 3 to 5 minute video, just kind of summarizing a lot of the key points here. And we'll put some links back to your site as well. And we'll grab all those references, the article you mentioned, how to spot the oils, how to apply it for all the kids stuff. And we'll make sure that's in the reference section for the transcription. So people want more info about you, click below and go to the transcription to get all of the details below.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, is there anything, kind of last thing here as we wrap up, is there anything else you want to add that's really important? Any projects, anything that's going on you want to let the listeners know about?
Yeah, I really want to emphasize safety. I want to emphasize effectiveness, and I want to emphasize that these oils can change your life, and it's about balance. This is, and again, I'm going to go back to my book a lot, and that's coming out in February. It's a little too soon to even be discussing the details about it. Yet I wrote a section, and I want to end with here about how to get the most out of this book, how to get the most out of this podcast, how to get the most out of my website, how to get the most out of anything out there in the online space. One question I get over and over and over, Justin, and not even a question, it's more like a plea for help, is I'm confused. There's too much out there. When I first started this life, Justin, it was 15 years ago. Basically, all I had was Dr. Mercola. I had Mercola.com. You and I, we weren't doing this. There were not as many thousands and thousands of health-related websites out there. It was really easy to find info, and I'm grateful I found Dr. Mercola because he's a pretty trusted source, I felt, and still do. So you go right now, folks, and you type up things like thyroid health and essential oils, you literally will get hundreds of thousands of hits on Google. And you know what? 99.9% of all of those are not evidence-based. They're completely made up. Now, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying that they're fake. I'm saying that these people are talking about things that either they have no right talking about, or they're just passing on myths, or they're just sharing their story. And I can't discount that. I love when people share their testimonies. But when people say these top 7 oils are good for thyroid health, says who? Because I've spent hours trying to find the research. It's not there. So here's my recommendation is, especially if you're beginning in health, but particularly with essential oils, limit your teachers, limit your mentors, Find 2 or 3 people at the most that you're going to follow, and follow them. And follow them until the point where you realize, like me, I remember, I'll never forget, it was like 2008. I kind of outgrew Dr. Mercola. I'm like, wow, I get this now. I've been reading his newsletter faithfully for like 5 years. I got this stuff down, you know? So you need to do that, folks, because the problem is, if you listen to 15, 20 different people and let all these people's voices get in your mind, you're going to get confused. I get it all the time. So whether it's me, whether it's other drsoandso.com, you got to find 1 or 2 or possibly 3 people and follow them. Trust them, vet them out. I mean, who are they?
Love it.
And so once you do, and this same thing with your essential oil company, same thing with your supplement company, same thing with your doctor, once they're vetted, then you could really hone in and start to get good at this stuff. And that's it. And I'll tell you, I'll be the first to say, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but you know, Justin, I regularly go back to my website and fix stuff because I realized, oh, that was wrong. Let me fix that quick. You want to find someone like that. And I would be honored and privileged, folks. If you follow me, I have 150,000 people on my newsletter every week, getting my information. I have hundreds of thousands of people hitting my site every month. So I would be honored and privileged if you do, but if not me, find someone that you trust and just dive in.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Very good. And last thing, one essential oil, you could only bring it to a desert island. You're stuck there for life. What's that essential oil?
It'll be orange.
Orange. I love it. And then what's the website, Eric?
drerickz.com.
drerickz.com. Eric, you've been an awesome guest. You're the man. We appreciate it. Helping people every day. You have an awesome weekend.
You too, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.